So, yes, very, very grateful. I am here. Thank you so much for those of you who are tuning in live, and for those also that catch the replay. I'm very grateful. So, you are tuning in to Conscious Creations Live. I am Tisha, goddess, oracle, root worker, attorney, high priestess, rich auntie. And I am here because I wanted to talk about what is happening with the energy of the upcoming solar eclipse that is scheduled to take place on the calendar date of August 12th, 2026, and what that actually means. And so, and how to prepare your body energetically for what is actually occurring. And so, I'm just going to dive right in. So, funny enough, that actually happens to be what is considered my solar return, right? That is on August 12th, in the year of 1976. All of the planets and the stars and everything came together to create a me. And now here we are in the year, with the calendar year 2026, and that date happens to fall on what is considered to be a solar eclipse. Now, one of the things that I am seeing in terms of the culmination of all of the energies that have coalesced for such a time as this is that we are duality, holding duality, and whether you're seeing that in terms of black and white, male and female, human and non-human, however you are seeing that duality, we are integrating duality, right? Because one of the things that I've been saying for quite some time, if you've been following me on my various platforms, is when two energies come together, both male and female, they come together, they create something, right? That there is something being created, and over time, that creates, from those two people, we create generations and regenerations of energy, right? And sometimes that energy is in the form of a person, sometimes it's in the form of a movement, right? Sometimes it's in the form of both. It's everything, right? It's everything all at the same time, right? And so this is where this conversation comes in, because the other day I'm sitting outside, like y'all know, like I do, because if you have tuned in to the Sunday serving sermons, you know how we do. So here I'm sitting out here eating I'm eating a salad, mixed greens, and like I know that there's been a recall. I get it, but I'm in a whole different situation, right? So, and what I mean when I say that is, I tend to not give a whole lot of credence to things, or specifically to exercise discernment and the understanding. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of y'all tuning in, um, wherever you are from, because I am where I am, you are where you are, and we are both here together at the same damn time, and that is everything. So I'm grateful for that. So yes, I am actually in Maryland. I am in Maryland. But and that's what I mean. Like, everything is truly everything. And so what I mean when I say that is, in you are the state. You are the state of flow. You are the state of being. You are the state of creation. Um, shout out to India. Yes, and okay, Western Maryland. I see you. So you see, like, this beautiful sunshine out here, and it's I'm learning so much from all of these things about just your relationship. And this is why I am the relationship oracle, right? Your relationship with all of these things. And so, in sitting outside in the sun, I'm beginning to just completely see my relationship with all things, my relationship with the sun and humidity, and where's my water, right? And sitting under the sun, drinking water, and the humidity that flows from my body, and the way that that cleanses my pores. You see what I'm saying? And I just put on I didn't bring it outside with me. But if you all were tuned in to Sunday Service Sermons this past Sunday, then I was talking about a new regimen that I started, where I'm putting flaxseed water and flaxseed on my skin and sitting outside under the sun. So I'm literally doing that right now. So what I've been doing And I didn't do it last night because I had an abundance, right? So I'm like, I need to use what I have before I add to it. So I take a tablespoon of flax seeds, add it to 16 ounces of spring water, put a like a coffee filter, right? You can put a coffee filter, or if it's like a ball jar, we're gonna ball out, right? The lid, put the lid on it, sit it outside, allow it to sit overnight, right? The next day, what I do is I drink the flaxseed water first thing, because the flaxseed, as we've been talking about, if you've been tuning in to Sunday Service sermons, you know, and thank you so much. I work out, I do this. So in all of that, so the flaxseed is going to help with the internal nutrients. So we've been talking about the mucosal lining inside the body, right? The as within and the so without. You know, as without, just making sure that your cells are being adequately hydrated. Because remember, one of the things we've been talking about is, listen, not thank you so much, thank you. So this is hot chocolate. This is by look at this. Let me show y'all. This is hot chocolate. So that's that. It is what it is. So anyway, shout out to Riri. It is what it is. But yeah, so what I'm saying is that that internal heat that you naturally have, right? That's that internal internal fire that you have, that internal passion and creativity and all of the things, that internal fuel that you have to spark the creativity in your own experience, right? Because as you know, we are creating our own experience. And I might just be the black Pokemon. Absolutely. Listen, you already know. You already know I might be that. Um, but the flaxseed water, that's going to help internally, because what that's going to do is that's going to give your body and to give your cells in your tissues the mucosal lining that your body needs in order for your cells to be protected from things that are external that could come in and to damage the cells by what is called reactive oxidative stress, or ROS, right? And so, in order to block your cells from ROS, you want to make sure that you are protecting your cells. And that's on every level. That's just those layers and levels of protection. So I'm in Maryland. I am in Maryland, and y'all see it is a nice, beautiful day where I am. And so I hope that it is great where you are as well, because you know the sun shines, and the sun shines, right? So what you do with the sunshine, it is what it is, right? Um, but anyway, so yeah, so the mucosal lining. So this is what I want to talk about in terms of preparing yourself for the solar eclipse on August 12th. And so if you want to learn more about what it is that is going to help to protect you on a cellular level, let me move over here, because as y'all probably know, with Apple, one of the things that happens is, it gets a little too hot, and that's okay. That's okay, because we are sitting under the sun, so it is what it is. And just so you know, I can't see the chat right now because obviously I'm staring. You see what it is. So, in any event, right. So, the mucosal lining. So, I wanted to speak with you all about really preparing yourself and preparing your cells for the upcoming solar eclipse. And so, what is happening is that all of the things that have created reactive oxidative stress in the body, that has thrown the body out of balance, those things are being removed on a cellular level across people, right? That on a cellular level. And so it's the energy of the sun that translate these codes, these cellular and solar codes to the DNA, if you are so connected with the DNA. Now again, you do what you do, right? Now with these solar codes, all of these solar codes are then transmitted also to the food that you consume. So this is why I talk so much about being outside in nature, because as the sun, as you see, right? So as the sun powers the plants, right? The plants are receiving all of that powerful energy from the sun and giving those plants the energy that the plants need in order to thrive, right? And so when you consume those plants then transfer their intelligence into your DNA, right? And so this is why I started Conscious Creations back in 2020, because this is what came to me, and you all have heard me tell this story countless times. So, and again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like I said, I can't see the chat right now, so I appreciate y'all for being here, and for those of you who have caught the replay. Um, but yes, so make sure that during this time that you are really taking advantage of the sun, meaning sitting outside, hearing what is being communicated to you on a cellular level, and really connecting with the things that you are gravitating to in terms of the frequency of the earth. Because for so long, the earth has actually been in a state of oppression, depression, and suppression. And so, as the earth is lifting herself out of these conditions, people are being invited, right, to join her on a different frequency that does not consist of living in a constant state of oppression, suppression, and depression. And those who have decided to do that will do that. Those who have not will not. And it is what it is. And that's okay, because free will is such a powerful, powerful thing that you get to experience in this human experience, right? Um, and so, in doing so, this is why I talk so much about really communicating with the plants. And so, even though for those of you who have looked at the community channel at Conscious Creations, you realize I told you I took down the site from public view for consciouscreations.live, because I'm in the process of physically changing locations. And so, what that means is all things on the website may not necessarily be available, or it may take some time to get things to you. And I want to make sure that I'm able to get to you in a reasonable time. So for that purpose, I just took the website offline. But if you have shopped with Conscious Creations before and you already know what you like and you know what you require, then send me an email to consciouscreationslive@gmail.com. Let me know, and we can handle it, and we can handle it that way. So what is going to happen is I will put the website back online for public view once I am at the new location and everything is set up and we're all set to go. But in the meantime, what you can do is you can actually go to Madame Wheel, and that's MADAMEHUILE.com. And so that is the company where we make luxury ritual oils and tinctures. And so, and go to the website, because there's all of this is really about providing just this plethora of information, because having this conversation is really also about the realization that the more colors in terms of nature that you add to your palette of the things that you are consuming, like eating the rainbow, that's a real thing, right? It's not Skittles. It's not Skittles, but eating the rainbow. And so, like I said, I started this whole conversation with myself during a conversation that I was having as I was sitting outside on my deck, like I am right now, eating a salad that had strawberries and blueberries and Honeycrisp apple, because you know them Honeycrisp apples, and honey roasted pecans, and this apple, what is it? Like an apple raspberry vinaigrette dressing. So fire. And that is how that's why we're here right now. Because of that salad is what brought us here right now. That's the reason that we are here, because that message came through to me as I'm sitting here eating that salad, and I'm like, oh, like this is really hearing all of these things that are speaking to you on a cellular level. And that is one of the things that I realize when it comes to what it is that we feed our children, right? Because even to go from all of the things that I just told you was on my plate that gave me this level of information, as children taste the rainbow Skittles, right? What is the artificial, as opposed to that natural intelligence. And so one of the things that is happening is natural intelligence is returning to the people, because the people are being called to remember that they are natural intelligence. You are actually supernatural intelligence when your body is in tune, right? When your body is in tune. But this is why it's been such a battle for the hearts and the minds of the people, because your attention is absolute, it is currency. Your attention is money. Your attention is energy, all of it. This is what people, the doom scrolling, all of the things. Your attention is currency. And so when you think about the attention of children, and if you like, for example, I grew up reading the Bible and stuff like that. Now again, I'm in a different space in life at this point, but I see things, I see what it is, right? And so I remember reading that the little children shall lead them. And now, from this perspective, I can see so much of our inner child, that inner joy, that inner happiness, that inner wholeness, that inner, like that inner light that you let shine, right, so brightly when you were a child, before it became adulterated and you believed that your life should consist of fucking paying bills and trying to figure out how you're going to survive, right? So the little children shall lead them. And this is why it's so important to start with the little ones, even switching up the intelligence that we are feeding them, the intelligence that we're allowing them to be exposed to, because it shapes their consciousness, it shapes their brain, right? All of the things. And those are the children that are going to grow up and to be the leaders in the future. And so we are literally shaping the future in the now, but it always starts with us. And so this is why I say that self-care and self-love is wealth management. It is wealth management because it always started with you. And so when we talk about like the ancestors and we talk about our history and our culture and all of the things, we're talking about libraries of information that was in people before it was in anything else. The libraries of information was held in the womb of creation, of the creator herself, right? All of this wisdom, all of this knowledge, all of the information, until it was outsourced for fiat currency, right? But before all of that, there was wisdom, there was intelligence, there was information, there were the sibyls, there were the oracles, there were the priestesses, there were the goddesses, there were the women who carried this information. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who carried this information in their cells on a cellular level. And so I was talking to my mom today, and I was talking to her about how we've gotten away from a home cooked meal, right? And all of the things that entails. And so for those of you who like cook, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly. So when I show y'all my garden and I tell you about how proud I am of goddamn growing 16 beans, those of you who grow your own food, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you start something literally from one bean, let me show y'all something, because y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I am playing. Let me show you something. Let me see. So these are my black eyed peas, right? I literally started these black eyed peas. I went to the store, I bought a pack of beans, and I put 3 beans in the soil. But now you see that, so that's this layer, right? I'm not even talking about the other layers. I'm just talking about this layer. These are the black eyed peas. Do you see what I'm saying? That cost me 3 beans, right? 3 beans, or $2.19 or whatever it was at the grocery store. Do you see what I'm saying? And so in all of this, even though it may seem like things are not connected, they absolutely are, because everything is always everything. It's always everything, because it's always you. It always started with you. It always, quote unquote, ended with you. It is a continuity, right? And it is about connecting through generations. And so this is why it's been so important for those of you who have been breaking what is called generational patterns, generational curses, things that have kept your family in a certain place or position for generations. This is why so many of us in 2019 and 2020 was called to do this deep level of healing for such a time as this, because it is time for you to remember who you are, to remember who you've always been, and to step into that knowing, to walk in that knowing. Because there are people who are depending on you showing up as you, because you are supposed to guide them. You are supposed to help them. You are supposed to assist them with something on their journey. And so, and I'm not saying that it's not, that you don't have time for yourself. Nothing like that. But it's really just you being the being authentically yourself. Authentically yourself. That is the power. Showing up as who you are. Not who you've been programmed to be, not who you thought you've been, not none of that, but who you actually are. And all of the things that you may perceive or been taught are as flaws or as things you should be ashamed of or whatever the fuck. It's about showing up authentically, because you know what is going to happen. One thing about the sun, y'all, the sun gonna be what the fuck the sun gonna be. And the sun is a purifier. And so when you show up under the sun is going to purify and to remove those things that are not true. It's going to remove those parasites and those parasitic attachments that have you believing that you are something else other than what you actually are, right? And so when you show up under the energy of the sun, you get to connect with the truth of who you are. And that is beautiful if you believe it so. So, what all I want to say to you all is thank you so much to everyone, to every single one of you all who have showed up on your own individual journeys, despite how difficult it's been, despite any setbacks, challenges, all of the things that you may have experienced to get to this place. The fact that you are here with me, that tells me so much, right? And I'm so grateful for you for showing up for yourself first and foremost. And so, yeah, it's the child, I be out here eating like all these like berries and snacks and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, but like I said, if there's something on the Conscious Creations site that that you like, or you want to know if we still have, or whatever the case, go to send me an email at consciouscreationslive@gmail.com. And if you need tinctures to help to balance out your energy, because again, our tinctures are made with alcohol, distilled water that is charged by the light of the moon, and whatever herbs that we're using for whatever it is that we are creating, right? And so the intention is to uh, harness the energy of the plant, right? While the plant is active and thriving and in her full expression, being able to use that energy and then to allow you to receive that level of intelligence, right? Internally when you actually consume the tinctures, right? And so that's at madamqueel.com. So that's www.madamhuile.com. And if you want to work with me personally as the relationship oracle, of course, you can go to thetishahillman.com. But I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Oh, sunflowers and sunflower seeds. Right now, up until, well, for the month of August, one of the things that you can do that's really going um, to help to align you with this energy is to consume sunflower seeds, to eat sunflower seeds, and while you're eating these sunflower seeds, make sure that you allow yourself to be fully present, right? And aware of what you are doing, right? While you notice yourself putting the seed in your mouth. Now, I've tried the dill pickle ones and just regular salted ones. Either way, oh, excuse me. Exactly. So either way, whatever one, oh, and the ranch, I do like those too. So those are good. But it's the seed, because in the seed is the information, the intelligence, all of the things that speaks to you on a cellular level. So you can make sure that you pick up some sunflower seeds and just allow yourself to sit under the sun Eat some sunflower seeds, drink some water, allow yourself that full seed water in your soil and allow it to grow what it's going to grow, but it's going to show you something. Because the thing about sunflower seeds is that sunflowers grow in the direction of the sun. And so if you are looking for internal truth, sunflower seeds, water, sunlight. That is a full photosynthetic process that you allow yourself to go through. But it is for you to shine the light on yourself so that you can see yourself with clarity, with clarity. Because that's what coming up on this solar eclipse is going to be about. It's about seeing yourself with clarity. Because all of the things that you are shedding from your DNA cycles from your from generations, right? So shout out to the Gen X, the Pluto and Libra generation, right? So all of these wounds that are being cleared around your self-concept, around self-love, around worthiness, around value, around what you bring to the table and all of this shit, right? All of these things are being cleared. They're being cleared. People are being called to speak up. Speak up. Because, one of the things that happened in the younger generations when I was a child is that little girls in particular were molested and raped, and no one ever knew. Little girls were being touched by relatives, male relatives, right? And also female relatives, but more prevalent was male relatives. And they never spoke up. And what that did is that seeded something in that little girl that grew something that may have never been spoken about. So there's so much happening. There's so much threading and weaving that is happening in the fabric of reality that it is important for you to show up fully and truly as yourself so that you add to that fabric as we are creating something powerful and beautiful and harmonious, if you so choose. But anyway, let me look at the chat, y'all. Let me see what I can see. Let me see if I can turn y'all over here. Mm. Here's the thing. I don't know if you still hear who said this about the skin tags. Ibrahim. So Ibrahim, if you are still here, first of all, thank you so much. I'm very grateful for all of y'all for tuning in. But if you are still here, yes, I'm actually working on something with the skin tags, and I have this oil that I'm using on myself. It is called Dermal Harmony. And so I'll let y'all know how that works out. Actually, you'll see. So if you tune in to more lives and more videos and stuff, you'll see the progress. So I'm using that, and that has a sunflower oil base along with pineapple, dehydrated pineapple. So, and I don't know if I added tea tree oil to this one, but either way, I'm gonna let you know. So thank you so much. I appreciate you noticing. Yes, dermal harmony. So if it does what it is that I'm intending to do, then y'all will know, because once Conscious Creations reopens, that will be available on the website, and it's called Dermal Harmony. So anyway, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for showing up for you, for showing up for all of the things that you are called to do and to be. And listen, you make sure that you tune into this week's episode of a conversation of Sunday Cervix Sermons, and that's going to be here at consciouscreations.live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank y'all so much. And until next time, like I always say, y'all, love yourself well, because you deserve it.